exciting day for us.
What's the buzz?
Today is an exciting day for us.
What's the buzz?
It's also a bit of a sad day, and I have a little bit of conflicted emotions about this, but for now I'm going to go with excited. Our friend got into beekeeping last year, and it turns out she's highly allergic. And when you have an allergy to bees, each time you get stung, your reaction gets worse. And so she was fully suited up, and a bee got under her veil and stung her. And after she went to the doctor, he said the next time it happens, you might not make it to the car or back to the house to get what you need. So she got a little bit frightened and has decided to get out of the beekeeping business. And what does that mean for us, Chris?
We're getting back in?
Yep. We're back in the beekeeping business. So we're on our way to her house to go pick up not the bees, but all of the equipment, and her hives are stacked pretty high right now. They're full of honey and other stuff, so we're gonna sort them down to just a box or two of bees, and we'll bring everything but the bees home, and then we'll come back on an evening when they've gone inside for the night and close them up and bring them home. Now, we tried this once before, Chris. Do you remember this little venture when we moved our bees across the pasture?
Don't open them up after you get them home.
Yeah, wait till the next morning at least, for sure. They were not angry about being bumped along across the pasture.
No, they were angry.
Oh, did I say they were not?
Yeah.
I meant they were not happy. I said they were not happy. They were very angry, and they came storming out of there after us. I need to move that box so I can thump it on. We got 4 full boxes of honey that we have removed from these hives. We left them with their brood box and with a box of foundation frames so they can continue working. We are going away for the weekend, so we're going to come back probably Monday night or Tuesday night when the bees have gone to bed at night. We will close off the entrance and we'll bring them home. It took us probably, what, over an hour, huh, Chris? Maybe an hour and a half to go through all that and just to move it, get all the bees off of it. They were pretty good. They weren't too, they got upset a few times, but with the smoker, they calmed right down. So they're not too vicious. You can see they're already, I mean, there's hardly no activity right now. They're all busy working or out foraging. So they're pretty good girls. Oh yeah, look at that honey, folks. Look at that. That's good stuff right there. Did you hear that? What is that? Is that a cow in labor? I don't know. Wow, guys. Look at this mulberry tree. Good morning. This is our mulberry tree. Last year we got almost no mulberries off of it because the raccoons and squirrels and birds got them all. But this year, wow, take a look at this. These branches are loaded with mulberries, and lots of them are ripe for the picking. Yum! Guys, they're just ready. They're they're falling off. Yum! Okay, when I harvest these, I'm gonna wear long pants though, and bring a ladder. I'm sure that is a tick-infested bunch of weedy stuff back there, but I'm so excited about mulberries. But look how big that tree is. Yikes! I'm gonna need a long, tall ladder to get up there. That thing's huge. My fingers are stained purple from the mulberries. Oh no! I hope it washes off before I have to go to work. Woo! It's bright and it is hot. I think it's exactly 100,025 degrees. Fahrenheit or Celsius, take your pick. Does it really matter when it's that hot? Okay, so I am clad in, it's so bright, I hope you guys see, boots with jeans tucked in. Why? Because ticks. I live in Missouri. I've got a bucket with a bag in it to collect my mulberries, and I've got some blue gloves. Why? Because my fingers got stained this morning, and I did not bring a ladder yet. I'm gonna hit this mulberry tree. Let me walk out here where I think you can see it. It's so bright I can't even see the camera. All right, see that tree? I don't even think the whole thing's in the picture yet. That is one big mulberry tree over there. At some point I will break out the ladder. I don't know when that is. It's so hot, I don't want to be climbing up and down. So for now, I'm gonna fill what I can fill, like bag-wise, as many bags as I can fill before I die of heat exhaustion.
Hey everybody, we're celebrating 25 years of marriage, me and this beautiful woman right there.
Hey, hey!
So,
5, that's a long time.
It is a long time.
Have we been alive that long?
I know I have. We were treated by our children to a trip to Branson. They got us a nice hotel room and a night away from the farm. They took care of all the farm chores and everything for us, so it was
super thoughtful and very much a surprise.
Yeah, I was about to say it was a real surprise. We weren't expecting it at all. And they even made arrangements. I was supposed to be doing a little work at the church today, and they made an arrangement for someone else to cover that. So it was really a fun weekend away. We're now headed back home. We've been traveling through the... You're supposed to go that way? We've been traveling through the Mark Twain National Forest here in our area, and taking some dirt roads, some paved roads, combination of the two. So we'll roll in some neat footage from this, and we're headed home. Looking forward to hugging those kids' necks, and well, enjoy the rest of the video.
Chris and I are having a great time today driving Glade Top Trail. This is one of the many scenic overlooks. On a clear day, you can see the St. Francis Mountains 40 miles away. This is so much fun. It's been an incredible weekend. Learned something interesting about mulberry trees. After I picked all those mulberries the other day, I was talking to somebody about it who runs cattle, and she said that they were told by an old timer that the mulberry trees have a lot of nutritional content for cattle, and that in a drought year or when there's not enough grass, you can actually sacrifice mulberry trees and feed the cows. They'll eat like the branches and leaves and stuff, and it has nutritional content and water, and they usually grow up. They're a pretty quick growing tree, and they usually grow on fence lines because of birds droppings. We went to get the bees tonight. Chris drove his SUV. I drove my mom's little pickup. It was just about dusk, and we got them closed up. We got their hive strapped shut. We got a piece of wood block in front of the entrance screwed down and loaded into the back of the pickup with no problems. But the pickup was overheating, and a few miles from where we got the bees, it was overheating bad. And so I pulled into another friend's driveway. Well, first we pulled off on a dirt road, and waited half an hour and let it cool down a bit, and then tried to drive a little bit farther, and it shot right back up. And so I pulled into my friend's house that we happened to be passing and went and knocked on their door. And by this time it's now like 9:30 at night, almost 10 o'clock at night, and fortunately they were all still up, and I asked if we could park the truck there till we could come back for it. So then we decided to load the bees into the SUV to bring home, and we picked them up and we were putting it in the back of the SUV, and the box slid off the base, and we had a swarm of angry bees in the car. Not a swarm like a swarm, but a swarm like a mess of angry bees in the back of the SUV. Like, just come. They weren't awful, they weren't stinging us, but they were like just slowly oozing out of the space between the box and the base of the hive. So then we decided to, well, we had the smoker still lit in the back of the truck, so we smoked the back of the car, and we lifted the hive as is back onto the back of the pickup bed and parked it at their house, and then just away from where the SUV was, and did our best to smoke all the bees out of the SUV. And so now we have a broken down truck with an open hive left at a friend's house. And so since we were leaving them there, Chris went ahead and opened both hives, because we don't know, tomorrow we're not going to be around. I got to work till late at night. Didn't know how long it'd be before we could get back and open them up. So he just opened it up, and we may have 0 bees by the time we get back over there to try and bring the truck home. It's really sad, very frustrating to have car problems and bee problems. And so I just came home and took a shower and just feel sick about it all. It's a mess. So, but thought should let you guys know, and it's very frustrating. I mean, it was like we were golden. If we had just like lifted the hive and put it down in the back of the SUV, it would have been fine. But that box just slid off and bees just started spilling out of it. But in all that, we got through it with 0 stings, so that's good. That's the only good thing about the whole day. Well, that part of the day. Saturday was the day we went and took the honey boxes off the hives. We did that so that they'd be easier to transport. The hives would be shorter because they were stacked 5 deep. We removed 5 or 4. We removed 2 or 3 boxes from each one down to 2 boxes. That was Saturday. Monday was hive transportation fiasco day. And today, in a few minutes, I'm gonna go back to where the truck is with the hives on the back of it. It's Wednesday, so it's been 2 days, and see whether we have any bees left. Try to straighten up. The hive was stacked flat on top of the base like this, and as we went to slide it into the back of Chris's SUV, the top part slid off of the base a little bit. So the bees were spilling out from under towards the front. So I need to straighten that back up. I'm gonna try and get that done today. I'm gonna go back with a veil, a smoker, and see whether there's any bees left. I won't close the entrance. I might reduce the entrance a little bit so that tonight we can just slide it over and screw the entrance reducer back down and try and get my mom's truck home tonight. The reason you transport the bees after dusk is because during the day all the bees are out, not all the bees, but all the forager bees are out getting nectar and pollen and doing what they need to do and bringing it back into the hive. And then at night all the bees come home, and so you close up the hive and you move it, and therefore you have the most number of bees traveling with the colony to their new home. Because we knew it was going to be from since, what night was it, Monday night, until I actually didn't think I was going to get back over there till Thursday because the way our schedule worked out this week. We opened the entrances so the bees could get in and out. We didn't want them trapped in a hot hive, unable to get out. So I'm hoping that the queens are in there, that the bees stayed with the hives, and that we can complete this move tonight. I'm going to get the little tool thing if I can find it to show you guys. You probably noticed that behind me you see stacked boxes on this table under a netting. Those are the boxes with the frames of honey that we removed from the beehive. And honey has a moisture content to it, and as it matures in the process of making honey, the moisture level goes down. If the moisture level is too high in honey, it will ferment, and it needs to be under 18.5%, I believe, and you measure that using this tool, which is a refractometer. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how it's spelled. And I'm gonna let Chris show you guys how it works, but I will bring it over to you so you can see what it looks like. So right here we have the net over it so that no flies or household bugs get into it. We have it under our air conditioning unit, which also works as a dehumidifier. So we have them stacked kind of kitty corner to each other, diagonal, so that there's lots of good airflow and that the honey in there can dry out. Our humidity level, I want to say, was like 18.75, so it needs to come down a bit before it's ready to be bottled. The moisture level of our honey. Did I say that, or did I say honey level? The moisture level of our honey, when Chris checked it, was 18.75, so it needs to come down a little bit before we can bottle it. Here we go. There are the hives. Let's go take a look at them. I hear lots and lots of buzzing, so I think the bees are all still here. It's inside the lip, it just needs to be on top of there. Once it's up on there, I can lift it into place. Now I can slide it. Girl, we ready to do this? I guess. All right. You'll notice as the bees come out, they're doing a figure-8 dance to the hive. The grass and the reduced entrance makes them have to reorient to where their home is so they don't try to get back to their old home. I'm glad to see activity at both hives. They both made it here safely. After that big ordeal, we weren't sure. This one's been open a little bit longer. When we were moving it on the trailer, it shifted off the base again. So when Chris is here to help me, we'll fix that. But they're here and happy. Yeah. I choked on it. Okay, let's try one more time.